Hi, we're RancUp, and this is our team. What we found is that of the fantasy football community, which has millions of people playing the game, there's a very big dependence on fantasy football rankings. Why is this? The reason is because a lot of people play the game, but they're not 100% confident on who they should start, who they should sit. So they'll go to sites like CBS or ESPN to get advice on who they should start. These experts provide their rankings and users go there for answers on who they should play. But what's happening more now is that users are doing this themselves. They're creating their own rankings through Google Sheets, Excel, and they're posting them to sites like Reddit so that people can comment on it. They can figure out if they were more accurate than some of the experts. And they're just doing it because it's fun. But because of the typing, it's a very manual process. So what we did is we created a platform so that all the players are preloaded. And all of our users can set their rankings with 4 different mechanics of just moving players around along with some other things that we've developed. And we're also tracking the accuracy so that we're able to find which users are actually the most accurate so that other users can follow them to help with their decisions against their matchups with their friends. With all this information, we're planning on making the largest consensus rankings out there. One of the judges previously asked what makes us different. Well, what makes us different is that we provide the platform for all the users. That just doesn't exist. When we look at our market, we have an ideal customer profile of all the users that play fantasy football and they actively seek out this type of advice. That's around 8.5 million a year, looking at our conservative competitions numbers. The total serviceable market, the total fantasy football market is 6 billion per year. And our total market of all sports for fantasy is 20 billion per year.
RancUp takes 4 aspects of different industries within fantasy sports. First, competition sites such as ESPN, Sleeper, and Yahoo that we're all familiar with. Second, social platforms where people share their rankings such as Reddit, Facebook, and Twitter. Third, the gaming industry, which consists of DraftKings and FanDuel, which allow users to place money on fantasy rankings and that sort of thing. And then consensus rankings, like Fantasy Pros that takes expert rankings and puts them into a consensus format. And RancUp takes all 4 of those and combines it into one succinct platform.
So when we look at our business model, right now we're focusing mainly on social. We believe there's a lot of money in advertising and premium subscriptions, but we are open to the idea of doing a gaming pivot where people would rank against each other and we take a portion of the money. What we've been doing as far as marketing so far is we've been doing promotions. We've built a large community on Reddit where people have actually started downloading the app from there. And we're planning on rolling out leagues soon. And that means that people will be able to compete against each other on our platform. And so the user will actually be inviting their friends.
So when we look at the traction since we started this, which was in 2019, we created a private beta, which was only amongst our friends with limited features. Over the past few years, what we ended up doing was creating an external beta along with a website through Squarespace that had some limitations where users couldn't create their rankings or modify them, but they could view their rankings that they set from the mobile side and share it amongst all their friends. We also got accepted into the Microsoft for Startups program, which has allowed us to get grants to help us with future development. With seeing our web presence, we've been able to see the traction, and month after month, we've been seeing our website, even with its limitations, and we're still in our beta, getting over 10s and 20,000 views per month. That's probably the part that we're most excited about over the past few months. Looking into the future, what we plan to do is enhance our web presence where people can modify their rankings along with developing some more features that people can use the app a little bit better. We also want to expand to more sports, so it's not just football centric. Though we've been bootstrapping for the past few years and we've earned some grants from Microsoft, we're currently looking for about 400,000 so that we can start to have full-time developers, also get more API expenses from our data provider, and use some of these funds towards marketing expenses so that it can grow into what we really think it'll be. For the social impact, we're nothing for social injustice, but we do plan to move outside of sports at some point. When looking at the past 3 years, we have a decent idea of our next 3-year projection, where we don't see revenue over the first 2 years, but we do see revenue starting in 2024. We hope you enjoyed our presentation, and we hope you have a great day.